Many other professionals that I admire, including my colleagues at NBC4 New York, Pat Battle, and Gay President. What an inspiration, Gay. And all the others present here today. It's been a long and eventful journey since I first arrived at Telemundo 47 more than 35 years ago. Our industry has gone through a very dynamic evolution. When I started, our TV station was not yet part of a network. It was just WAKU, Channel 47, since Telemundo Network was not actually formed until 1987. At the time, our news department was made up of 4.5 people. The news director, who was always the news producer, the news writer, and 2 news anchors. The half person was a young lady named Silvia Santiago, who worked part-time helping organize the picture slides that were projected on the screen next to the anchors along with the news we were reporting. I started as the first reporter for our newscast, which at the time was called El Informador. Really, I was the only one provider. Finding the right words is always a challenge for those of us in broadcast journalism, but especially for those of us who serve the Hispanic community. In those early days, our viewers were primarily Puerto Ricans who lived in the Lower East Side and in the El Barrio neighborhood of Harlem. Coming from the island of Puerto Rico, it was a learning curve for me to understand the new Spanish vocabulary. They use words that I had never listened before. It was by the Puerto Rican diaspora who had been born or raised here in New York City. Through my interactions and my interviews, it wasn't long before I learned that the words like Rufo was the roof of the roof. That the word boila meant the boiler. And La Yarda referred to the backyard. Now the demographics have changed and our audience is more diverse. Groups throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. They too have words and phrases with particular meaning, but our news team is as diverse and our community, and I am proud of the way we always strive to communicate with the precise words for all our audience. And it is not just the community that has grown. When we started, our news set was made out of, listen, hard cardboard. It was so delicate that we had to be careful not to hit or knock into the walls because it was so easy to dent or make holes in them. We did have a beautiful view of the New York City skyline as our background, but it was really just a blown-up photograph pasted onto the back wall. We didn't have a teleprompter. We read the news of the paper scripts in front of us, but then became creative and crafted a manual and portable prompter made out of wood, the first and only one in the industry. It consisted of a small wood base with cartwheels and 2x4s on each side that held a small round barrel through which we could place a roll of blank beige paper, the same kind on which we received the AP and UPI wires. Each day, we would write all the news by hand on the paper, then place it into the barrel next to the lens of our huge RCA studio cameras. And a stagehand would roll the barrel slowly, the handle, while we read the news into the camera. Very creative, right? It's a far cry from our current state-of-the-art studio set made of acrylic and glass with HD lighting and equipment, robotic cameras, and New York City views, a real one. And thankfully for us anchors, a real teleprompter. But regardless of technological advances, our commitment to serve the Latino community with integrity and great professionalism has always remained essential to our mission in Noticiero 47, as it was in those early days of paper and cardboard. Today, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the many people that have given me their total support throughout my career. Thank you to our station general manager and president, Cristina Schwartz, and all the previous station managers for the trust they put in me. Thank you also for our news department vice president, Karen Mendez, who has assembled the best news team in the market, consisting of more than 100 members compared to 4.5 way before. And to all our excellent reporters that are always on point to report the news from the field, no matter the circumstances. No one who achieves success does so without the help of others. So I have a special note of gratitude to all the very professional news managers, producers, writers, editors, engineers, and photographers that work diligently to put our newscasts on the air, and who are the reason why I'm able to do what I do every single evening. To all of them, I'm forever indebted. Lastly, but certainly not least, I thank our Heavenly Father for giving me the perfect companion in my life. You know, before coming here, news anchors are not supposed to cry, but everyone in the station knows that I get very emotional. And I cry. And my daughter, who's here, she was giving me tips on how to control. And she told me, Pop, first, roll your tongue, in the back, and you will not cry.
Didn't work.
I was thinking to myself, if I'm rolling my tongue, how can I speak? But then my wife, who's here, told me, just make a fist and make it strong. And then I say, it's going to look like I'm angry. So I ended up just getting emotional. Which is okay, right?
Yes.
But anyway, yes, my perfect companion, Yolanda, who has always given me support, encouragement, and wise advice at the times when I have needed most. And yes, for my two lovely children, Alejandra, the one that gave me the tip, and Gabriel. Where is Gabriel? He's there. That's my hero. A former U.S. Marine. He was in the middle of the war in Iraq at the very beginning. He's my hero. Thank you, God. I'm a better man at my job because of them, mi familia, which is what I treasure above all. Very briefly, let me say some words in Spanish to our audience. Muchas gracias por este reconocimiento. Me siento honrado y privilegiado y quiero agradecer a todos mis compañeros de trabajo, todo el equipo en el departamento de noticias, los reporteros, productores, editores, pero sobre todo también, muy importante, a esa comunidad que a diario me recibe en sus hogares a través del Noticiero 47 Telemundo. A ustedes, muchas gracias. Thank you all very much.